Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Sunshine State Showcase, the podcast that celebrates the creative spirit of Florida in every corner. If this is your first time here, my name is Ashley, and I am so excited to give you a preview of Suwannee Spring Reunion happening next week, March 19th through 22nd, 2026, at the Spirit of the Suwannee Music Park in Live Oak, Florida. Y'all are in for a treat. I want you to think of this as your roadmap to the festival. I'm going to give you information about camping, the lineup, everything you need to know about the festival, so stay tuned. I think the best place for us to start today is with the lineup, because that's what we're here for, right? I think that this festival does a great job of blending new blood with legacy acts. So you'll see groups that are brand new to the festival, and then you'll also see many festival favorites. First of all, we've got 4 days of Dawn of the Buffalo. That is so exciting. Dawn of the Buffalo have been a big part of the festival since day one. They have a great Zydeco vibe. They have all original music, and they have a wonderful positive energy. It will be very difficult for you to get through a Dawn of the Buffalo set without dancing. And then you've got your headliners. Larkin Poe. Oh my gosh, they are a sister act, and I believe they're from Atlanta. I watch all their videos on YouTube and TikTok. They do great covers, and they've also got great original music, and they play and sing their asses off. If you're into like the Allman Brothers, then you are really, really, really going to enjoy Larkin Poe. Also, one of the headliners we've got this year is the Steep Canyon Rangers. They are one of the best bluegrass bands in modern bluegrass history, in my opinion. They are high energy. They play around that condenser mic, and they just know how to work it. They are an incredible band. And another one we've got to look forward to is Keller and the Keels. I love Keller Williams. I am a lifelong Keller Williams fan. No matter the project he is involved in, I want to see it. But this time it's going to be Keller and the Keels, so it's even better because that's got Larry Keel and Jenny Keel and all the rest of the band. That's going to be one hell of a set. Do not miss that. And the legend himself, Jerry Douglas, is going to be there this weekend. I've seen him with lots of different groups, Earls of Leicester, Alison Krauss and Union Station. I've seen him on his own. He is probably the best dobro player in the world, but hands down, definitely a hero of mine. Now, I want to tell you something you cannot miss, because this is a little different for this year. If you are a Jim Lauderdale fan, you've got to see him on Thursday, because unlike other years, this is his only set. He's going to be playing with the Game Changers, and I just don't want you to miss that. And another thing that I don't want you to miss is John Mylander. He is an incredible violinist. I believe he plays with Bruce Hornsby. And last year, oh my gosh, this was actually at Suwannee Roots Revival, the sister festival that takes place in the fall. I went down and watched John Mylander's forecast, and I was absolutely transcended. There was absolutely nothing like that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was moving. I walked away from that show, and I was like, I cannot believe what I just saw. It was amazing. And he is the artist at large this year, so that means he's going to be playing with pretty much damn near everybody. And it's just such a great thing to watch John do his thing and be spontaneous and just add so much beauty to everybody's music. He is really a joy and a treasure to have at the festival, so make sure you catch him. Also, there's some other acts that are new that I feel like I should tell y'all about, like Chloe Kimes. She is an up-and-coming singer-songwriter. I discovered her on TikTok, and I bet you've heard her music too. She's got the sweetest voice, and I cannot wait to see her with a full band. Another one of my favorites, Nikki Talley and Jason Sharp. They are a husband and wife group, and I believe they're doing sets where it's just Jason and Nikki, and then they're doing sets with the band as well. They are amazing. Nikki has got a gorgeous voice, and Jason is a phenomenal guitar player, and when they bring the band, that is just next level. Also, don't miss Sunnyside String Band. If you caught last year's episode, I interviewed Sunny on the podcast, and she was just moving to Asheville then. Well, she's been there almost a year. She may have been there a year by now. And she's got a great band, and they are playing for the first time at the festival this year. And I just can't wait for you to see them, and I'm so proud of Sunny for doing that. Okay, let's talk about the park. If you haven't been to Spirit of the Suwannee Music Park before, then you are never going to want to camp anywhere else. I tell folks all the time when I go to other festivals that I'm spoiled because Suwannee really has everything. They have every kind of campsite for every kind of camper. Oh my gosh. And the park itself is situated on a 800-acre piece of land, and they've got cabins and they've got RV spots, they've got primitive camping. You can also do upgraded tent camping. They've got a horse camping section. There is something for everyone. And if you're a person who doesn't like to camp, I should add that there are hotels on the exit that you get off of. If you're going east, you're getting off on exit 283, I believe. And there's a Holiday Inn, I think maybe an Econo Lodge. So you've got those options as well. If you have never camped at Spirit of the Suwannee Music Park, then you are in for a treat, because not only is it a gorgeous place, but it's a full-on camping resort. They have every amenity you could possibly imagine. For example, there's a country store. If you forget something at home, you can find whatever you need there. And then you've got the SOS Cafe. You could have breakfast, lunch, or dinner there. That's also home to the music hall. So if you're a person who likes to watch the ball game, you can go in there and have a liquor drink and watch the game, and they turn the sound off so it doesn't disrupt the music. And the sound in there is usually pretty good. I enjoy it. And also there's bathhouses throughout the whole park, and they've got showers, they've got commodes. There's several of them, and there are plenty, and they do a pretty good job of keeping them nice and clean for us. Also, there's golf cart rental. If you don't get around so well, or maybe you just like to get around in style, you can rent yourself a golf cart. I think there's also a system where you can bring your own golf cart. All that can be arranged with the park office. I will put their number on the screen, and I'll also put it down in the show notes. One thing that's about this park is it is just so picturesque. Imagine big blue skies, longleaf pines, and cypress trees, and a lake, and the Suwannee River. You are going to love it. There is a meadow section, and it is one of the most gorgeous places Florida has to offer. All right, now I'll tell you about the stages. There are multiple stages at this festival, but the main stage is known as the Amphitheater stage. At other festivals, this is probably not the main stage, but for this one, it is. And that's where you'll see all the main headlining acts. It's where all the music ends up pretty late at night. And then you've also got the back porch stage. That's where all your workshops will happen. They've got songwriting workshops. They've got, instrument workshops. If you like to learn things, that's going to be the place for you. And also, I think they're doing this again, but Low Math, which is the nonprofit organization that Beth Judy spearheaded, they raise funds for music programs in public schools in Live Oak, Florida. They have got a lounge area where there is a bar, and there is a big TV screen where if you want to come out of the amphitheater and sit there and watch the shows while your family has dinner, you don't miss anything. You can see it right on that screen, and there's also good sound there as well. And it's also where the vendors are. So you can get your shopping done, you can get your dinner, you can pick up some gifts, and there's also a big John Kondo restroom right there as well. And sometimes you could see like little art installations here and there throughout that area. The next stage I'll tell you about is the dance tent. That's the big white tent out in the meadow. It's a large white tent, and you'll see all kinds of bands in there. You can bring chairs to either one of those stages, and there's great music in both. Then lastly, of course, you've got the music hall stage, which is where the SOS Cafe is. They already have chairs in there, and that's a great stage for intimate performances. You can go and visit the bar, get a drink, sit down in their chairs, and enjoy the show. And there's also really clean, nice restrooms inside the music hall, just saying. I also want to tell you about the camping itself. This is some of the best camping you will ever find. There's definitely different areas of the park. For example, there's a place called The Loop. You can tent camp in there, but it's predominantly RVs. So if you're an RVer, that's a great place for you. They've got upgraded campsites. There's bathhouses there as well. If you've got a family or you just need silence and you need a quiet place to sleep, I would recommend camping on River Road. That is also near the meadow, and it's also near The Loop. Look on the map and you'll know exactly how to get there. And it'll also take you down to the Suwannee River, which is quite a hike. So either take your bike or hitch a ride on a golf cart or drive yourself down there in your golf cart. Don't miss going to the Suwannee River. There's some beautiful campsites back there. Another place that you can camp is, they used to call it the Tie-Dye Nation back in the day. I don't know if it officially has a name anymore, but a lot of folks have just been referring to it as the area around Spirit Lake, because that's what people call it now. And there's all kinds of primitive camping there, and you can also get upgraded tent camping and RV camping in that area as well. And that's the place to go if you're kind of rowdy. Like, I like to stay up late and play music until the sun comes up. So there are a couple of campsites that are just perfect for that, and they welcome that. And those are Slopryland and the Bill Monroe tent. The Bill Monroe tent is on one side of Spirit Lake, and it's a big tent, and folks go in there and jam all night. It's hosted by Quarter Moon. They've been part of the festival since the beginning. They are really sweet folks and super welcoming. So if you play an acoustic instrument, bring it and show up and play. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's another jam tent that you can also go to, and that is Slopryland. You will have so much fun there. It is hosted by Wisconsin's own Sloppy Joe, and they've got a tent that you will see on the sides. They decorate with palmetto fronds, and that's a really interesting part of lore that you'll get to hear if you hang out there long enough. There's no fires this year because there is a fire ban. But in previous years, there's usually a fire there. So it's a great spot to end up to play music all night. They're real friendly and supportive. You will love it. It is always a party. And you can look out on Spirit Lake and see the stars reflecting. It is just a dream come true. And I highly encourage you, if you're a musician, bring your instrument. Don't be shy. There's lots of supportive people, even outside of these two campsites. If you see folks jamming and they seem friendly, just ask them, hey, can I jam with y'all? And 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, heck yeah, please join us. I have made so many friends by walking around the festival and playing music with them. It's unbelievable, and I treasure those relationships to today. It is absolutely wonderful. Now, if you are an early bird, I suggest you go to morning yoga. It's hosted by Rhonda Bell, and I'm wanting to say it's out in the meadow, and they start at 9, and I believe they're done by 10 a.m., so you've got to get there on time. So that's where you can stretch for the day, because you will do quite a bit of walking. This festival is quite spread out, so if you don't like to walk, bring a bike, or for sure get yourself a golf cart. Y'all, this year is extra special because it's because of y'all that I'm able to go to this festival. I drive a 2005 Chevy Impala, and it is on its last leg. I don't trust it to go there. In fact, coming back from Suwannee Roots Revival, I had some car trouble, and I just don't want to risk it again. I've seen more of the side of the road than I want to, and it's just not a safe place. So here's what happened. One of the performers, my good friend Nikki Talley, encouraged me to do some kind of a fundraiser so that I could get a rental car to come to the festival, so I could make podcasts, so I can play music, the whole thing. So I was really nervous to do that at first, but sometimes you just have to do things that make you uncomfortable to make progress, and I'm really glad I did it. But I did a live stream and managed to raise $800 in just a few days. So I would really like to thank all of the individuals who contributed to the virtual tip jar, and especially Panama City Comedy, Jason Hedden, one of the best folks here in Panama City, Florida. Y'all might not know this, but we don't have any dedicated comedy clubs here in Panama City. So it's because of Jason and Panama City Comedy that they bring the comedy to the restaurants, to the venues, and they make everybody laugh and smile. And it's really been a wonderful thing for Panama City. So thank you so much, Panama City Comedy, for contributing to my travel expenses. I would also like to thank My Happy Ass Life. This is a podcast that is hosted by Karen Smith of Beachy Beach Real Estate, and her podcast is about making life brighter and sweeter for ourselves and for others. It's really a ray of light in, a lot of gloomy days, and I'm so privileged to work on this show. And Karen, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you. And again, thank you to everyone who contributed to helping me get a rental car. I am so, so grateful. All right, next, I need to say that this episode is brought to you by ADF Media, and it could also be you. If you're interested in advertising with Sunshine State Showcase, send me an email to createwithadfmedia@gmail.com, and we can have a conversation about doing an advertisement as a pre-roll, which happens at the beginning of the show, or something that happens in the middle of the show, which is where I'm speaking to you now. This is a perfect opportunity for small business owners, like maybe you're a camping company, Maybe you're a music festival. Maybe you're an RV dealership. This is a great place for you to advertise. And let me tell you why. The reason why podcast ads are so valuable is because they don't ever expire. Unlike a TV ad, a newspaper ad, a radio ad, those all expire. If you were to have an ad with Sunshine State Showcase, your message would live on as long as I keep these episodes online, and that's going to be for the rest of my life and beyond that. So these ads are really valuable. If you're interested in advertising, send me an email at createwithadfmedia@gmail.com. Also, if you're looking for a podcast producer, that is one of the services that I provide with ADF Media. I provide locally to Panama City Beach, Bay County, and I also do remote production and remote editing. I can help you with your email newsletter. I can help with electronic press kits, email marketing. There's a lot of things I can help you with. So if you would like to have a free discovery call, you can also email me at createwithadfmedia@gmail.com. All right. I'm especially looking forward to seeing y'all at Suwannee Spring Reunion. It's going to be a wonderful long weekend of camping, friendship, community, and music. I cannot wait to see you there. You'll get your tickets at SuwanneeSpringReunion.com. If you need to reserve a campsite, then you'll call the park office and they'll get you all the information there. And we are just going to have the best time ever. Tell your friends, share this podcast with your friends. You know, I was actually surprised. Last year I met somebody who saw my preview episode the last minute and they just bought a ticket on the fly. So shout out to Adam for letting me know that that's how you discovered the festival. I'm hoping I meet some other folks like that. Folks, if you're not following us on social media, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And if you like what you're hearing, please leave us a review. Thank you so much for joining us this week on Sunshine State Showcase. Thank you to Beth, Judy, and her team for planning and putting together such a remarkable event. I can't wait to see y'all there. Get your tickets at SuwanneeSpringReunion.com. Take it easy, but take it.